And we are live on another Tuesday night, all in on high school sports. Jennifer Valenti, Kurt Valenti, how are you?
Doing well. Yourself?
I'm good. Week 3 NFL coming up, 2-0 with my boys. Little mishap on college, but this is a high school show, so we got a lot to go around. So what's on the agenda tonight? Because we got a big show.
We have a jam-packed show this evening. Irvington Athletic Director John Taylor is a return guest for us. He was on in the spring. He comes back this fall. Tonight he'll be talking about his Irvington High School football team. Then we will be joined by Eileen Allan of Pompton Lakes Field Hockey and 2 of her senior captains. I'll get the correct pronunciation of their names. We have Madison and Jenna joining us. I don't want to mispronounce their names too badly, so I'll wait till I introduce them officially. Then our third guest of the evening will be Sofia LaSpina from Mepham High School in Long Island.
Record breaker.
Made history this weekend as being the first female to score a touchdown in Long Island. She and her coach, Anthony Cracco, will join us. And then rounding out our guests this evening will be Ray Lucas, the first-year legend in Harrison, legendary athlete, but first-year Harrison High School head football coach will join us. And then finally, we'll end the show with our Week 4 picks with our good friend, Mr. Eddie Siciliano, joining us
as the guest picker. Couple comments. Kenny Kirkpatrick, good evening and welcome to the greatest high school sports show on earth. Coach Breslin, good evening. Looking forward to a great show. Lynn Marie, that's talking about Sis. She must hear Sis is going to be on. So fly, Eagle, fly. Big Eagles fan, Lynn Marie. And Mr. Beelan, best duo in the game right here.
Thank you, Mr. Beelan. We got your picks on tap as well.
You know, Mr. Beelan, by the way, before we get Mr. Beelan today, when I always send them the games for the picks, every week, did the standings change? I don't know if the standings change. We're going to see if the standings change.
Coming soon. That's a little teaser.
We will see.
All right, well, we have Dr. John Taylor ready to go, so I'm going to admit him so we can get talking about a little Irvington High School football.
Okay.
All right. Hello, Dr. Taylor. Oh, can you have to hide on your end. Yeah. Yes.
There
How you doing,
is. Dr.
Taylor? How are you?
You can call me John. I'm not trying to impress you. You're fine.
I always go with Coach, but I figure, I'll call you. We'll go John then.
There you go. So listen, I got bad news for you guys. I've been trying to figure out a way to break this to you for a while now. Okay. So my lacrosse coach, Anthony Salvatore, Giovanni, Dominic Vega that you met.
Yes.
He left me.
No.
He's at Madison now. Friday was his last day, and I'm like, okay. I'm feeling a certain way right now, guys.
Sorry to hear that. Now, did he go to Madison? Will he be coaching there as well?
I don't know. I didn't want to hear it. I tell you, he told me I was leaving. I was a little hurt. No, he's got a great opportunity there. I'm very happy for him. Yeah, I think he will be. Although I did ask him, I did a JV football game on Monday, and he still lives in Maplewood, next to Irvington. I was like, hey, I need a guy for the chance. Can you do it? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing site supervision for field hockey. And I'm like, and it starts. I've lost him. Oh.
Well, thank you for joining us as a return guest. As you said, you were here to talk about your inaugural lacrosse season in the spring, but tonight you're here to talk about your high school football team. You guys are off to a 2-1 start, and you had a recent victory over a very tough Hudson Catholic team in an overtime thriller. You actually, before we get into that, before Kurt has his first question for you, you sent us a bunch of statistics today of I don't even know, kind of where to begin. How many kids you have playing at Division I schools, the postseason accolades. Would you just maybe touch on that for a second for us?
Yeah. So, by the way, Kurt looks very intense on the computer right now.
I'm working.
Wow.
Wow. Doctor, we got a lot going on these screens right now.
I totally understand.
Thank God for the interns coming. That's all I got to say.
Nice. Yeah, so Irvington, we've been really blessed when it comes to football. Max Preps did a story about us, I guess about a year ago, and one of the what caught us off guard, we didn't realize we've got more Division I players than any public school in the state of New Jersey since 2017. Well, am I saying this? We have 20 public school athletes that are playing Division I football right now. There's not another public school in the state that has that many. And it's one of those deals where, you have a lot when you find out, oh, okay. And I think that goes back to, the coaching staff we have, but also the great Pop Warner youth programs we've had and developed the players. We won championships at the Pop Warner level, gotten down to Disney, all those great things. And then, the other things that have happened, the Maxwell Awards, which I consider to be the second biggest college football award there is after the Heisman. They give out a state player of the year in each state. Mekhi Gaber, he was the state player of the year for the Maxwell Awards in 2020. We had a student athlete who earned the Kearney Bank Strength Award from the NJSIA also in 2020. So, yeah, our players are going on to higher educational opportunities and using football as the vehicle to make that happen. I recruited, and I can't speak. I know I'm biased. I'm the AD, but I feel like we have one of the best public high school football programs in this entire state.
That's fantastic.
Awesome. Couple comments coming in, Jen, real quick. Michael Cohen, best AD anywhere is the comment we're getting tonight.
Love Mike.
Mr. Kirkpatrick from Maryland saying, welcome back, Dr. Taylor. So you're getting some love. And our friend Amari Smith saying what's up. So
nice, very nice.
I want to start with this. I feel like I'm talking to Jerry Jones. Like we're talking football, but we're not talking to the head coach. We're talking, this is awesome. It's like Jerry Jones, AD. I feel like I'm not a Cowboy fan, but I feel like I'm talking with the Cowboy. But honestly, we want to really thank you for coming on. We know you guys practice late football, and you guys had an awesome win versus Hudson Catholic. And when you show us the schedule, that's actually one of my questions later on about the schedule you guys have, because it's insane. But I'll just start with 18-7 in the last 3 years. Coach Pierre, can you talk a little bit about the program that he's created since taking over that program?
Yeah, so the year before Coach Pierre got there, I want to say we were 3-6, 2-7, something like that. And Coach Pierre turned that team, and in his first year as head coach, went 8-1. His only loss was to Wayne Hills, and whoever was going to win that game was going to be the number 1 seed in sectional playoffs that year. Things didn't go our way. We went up the number 2 seed, and in the first round got knocked off by a very good Randolph team by 1 point. Okay, that's okay. And but that was still. Going 8-2 after the playoffs to have that kind of turnaround in 1 year was tremendous. And I will say this, for Coach Pierre, he has set a strong culture in place where it's one of those deals where he emphasizes academics along with performance on the field. To have that many Division I athletes, that means you got to be able to pass clearinghouse, right? And in order to pass clearinghouse, you got to have the grades. You have to have the SAT score pre-COVID. And it's to the point where you walk into our locker room, you walk on the field, students will turn their progress reports, report cards, and they'll say, yeah, I got a C. And they will get on each other's case just for having a C. Like, that is not acceptable within that team. And the reason that culture is built up is he preaches big time. If you have C's, you're limited on your degrees, meaning that you're limited on the amount of athletic opportunities that you're going to be able to have. You're limited on the number of schools that, even if they love you, are going to be able to recruit you because maybe you don't get into those schools. Best case example I can give you, right now we have a player on the team who just committed to Notre Dame. His name's Adon Schuler. And he's class of 23. Adon's got grades. We have another student athlete, class of 2018, Lance Touré. He went to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. He's got grades. And that's the big thing that I think separates, I shouldn't say it's from the big thing for our program is that do what you're supposed to in the classroom, and the things on the field will take care of themselves. And I don't think you can find anybody better who preaches both of those things.
That's awesome. Fantastic. That, what we always talk about that on here, like they're student athletes. And I always love hearing that, getting back up from the coach about the academics, which is so important. That's so awesome to hear. And, John, we did want to thank you. I want to share with the audience that we reached out to you about having the coach come on. As Kurt said, you relayed to us that they practice later because of, kids coming from different places and stuff. And without hesitation, you said, but I'll hop on. And we really want to thank you for that.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
When Michael Cohen, our commenter, says best AD around, we can see why. Because without hesitation, you said you would pop in, and we love to have you. So thank you. I wanted to make sure our audience knew that as well. So thank you. You know a lot about your football team, and you've mentioned some players already, but could you highlight, some of your other players, like on both sides of the ball, that are going to have big roles on this year's squad?
Yeah, so another big one that we have is Justin Evans Jenkins. He's actually a nephew of Josh Evans that played for Irvington in the late 90s, played at the University of Florida, played in the NFL for the Jaguars and Washington Redskins. Justin was named the highest public or most recruited public school football player in Essex County. He's going to make his commitment decision right away, but he plays on both sides of the ball. And on top of that, come back to grades. Justin's got a 3.7 GPA. There's no school that he's not going to have the opportunity to get into. And watching him play, loves to play in there in the trenches. He's got your Division I size that you want out of it. We got 3 wide receivers right now that all have Division I offers, and I said that right. We have 3 wide receivers. Wow. Mohamed Torre, Nasir Addison, and Zaheem Crawford Patterson. Zaheem, we won the Group 3 state championship in boys basketball. He's on that team. We won it a few years back. Dual sport athlete. Fama Torre, we won the state sectional boys outdoor track championship this last spring. Fama was a big part of that, speedster, big time. And so was Nasir Addison. Nasir is one of those students that was going to a nearby charter school in Newark. As you mentioned before, we don't start practice till 5 o'clock because we have a lot of students who attend the tech schools or charter schools in the area, but they have Irvington addresses so they can play for us. All 3 the high quality people, high academics, and they're going to be playing on Saturdays very shortly.
That's awesome.
Coach, I call you Coach. Doctor,
Everybody's coach on the
I'm
show.
call you Coach. Again, like Jen said, we really do appreciate you coming on and doing this. This is awesome. We want to get, obviously, you guys have a great program. And, I don't think Coach wants to get off the field to say he's doing a show. It's more important to be on the field. So for you doing this is awesome. But you mentioned before about the tough schedule. In the next couple, every game, this week you guys got a tough one. But DePaul, Wayne Hills, Ridgewood, and you guys said, you don't back down. You want to play. What's the mentality of, hey, let's play the best schedule possible? And then what's that mentality that has to get to those kids of, listen, you guys are playing. This is a legit awesome schedule. So that just raises their expectations too. And hey, they better work because you guys are playing unbelievable programs. Is that correct?
Yeah. There's multiple layers to answer that question. Okay, so as you guys probably heard a few years back, the NJSI instituted the UPR system for state playoffs using the Bourne scale, combination of power points, things like that. So what we found happened in that first year, we had some teams that were not particularly ranked very high on UPR. And the way UPR works is it rewards you for quality wins and quality losses. If I go play somebody that maybe they're a tough team and I take a loss, hey, you know what, that's okay. Whereas if I go beat a team that's not ranked very high on UPR, I'm going to drop. Case in point, in 2018, we played a team that wasn't ranked very high UPR at the time. We were the number 2 seed in the state playoffs. We dropped to the 4. So we made a conscious decision as a program when we requested our schedule from the Super Football Conference. We didn't want to do something that was out of our hands. Give us the best that's going to allow us to control our own destiny, allow us to be able to secure number 1 seed, home field advantage throughout the playoffs, get us to MetLife. And if we wind up losing those games, okay, you know what? Hats off to the other team, they won, okay? But when you look at our schedule over the last few years, we haven't shied away from anybody. We played Bergen Catholic twice. We played Pope John. We played the Wayne schools. This year we're playing DePaul. We'll play DePaul again next year. We're playing Wayne Hills again, Ridgewood you mentioned. And all that has to do with we want to play the best and we want to control our own destiny when it comes to state playoffs, and we don't want to leave it up to some metric that didn't like us because maybe some team we were assigned to play wasn't ranked that high on UPR. That's a very hard sell to our community and to our players. Like, oh, sorry, you don't have a home playoff game because your schedule just wasn't quite tough enough. We don't want that. Don't.
Nice.
Awesome.
Coach again. I do the same thing.
I know.
John, it was so nice to have you on this evening. Again, we hopefully can follow up with you guys in as the season goes on. Again, get more of your teams on.
I just want to ask John one more question.
Sorry.
The ending of that Hudson Catholic game. I mean, we were following it on Twitter and stuff like that, but exciting game. I mean, it's obviously exciting game is probably an understatement. Just what was going through your mind, through that game?
That was honestly my boys basketball coach, and we were actually working the chains together at the Monday JV game. I know it sounds funny, but yeah, the AD was working the chains. I couldn't find anybody, and he and I both said the same thing. That was the most exciting high school football game I've ever seen in my life and been a part of. I mean, just back and forth. And for those who didn't see, game went into overtime. One of our players intercepted the ball from the Hudson Catholic quarterback. They had possession of the ball first, and it became our turn. And they stopped us on 3rd and goal, went out there like we're going to take a field goal. Coaches called a fake field goal, and it worked. Adon Schuler, our Notre Dame commit, was actually the holder, and he's the one who ran it in for the touchdown. Didn't see that coming, and I had no idea what we're going to call that. And perfect call. And you talk about a stadium that was raucous, and
that's awesome.
It was an amazing moment. Yeah. But you know what? Hats off to Hudson Catholic. I mean, we've played them the last 2 years. Both games have been extremely close. That is a very good program. Very well coached.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice. Well, thanks again, Coach. Again, we appreciate you taking the time out of your, busy schedule. You have a lot going on, a lot of teams playing, and we can't say thank you enough for taking the time.
And you're welcome
to stop by.
anytime you want to come on, talk all your sports.
We'll definitely keep in touch.
Sounds good. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks so much. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, Dr. John Taylor from Irvington High School, and like he's saying, the place was rocking. We were following it on. We all picked them, and they're going to be on our board tonight. I'll tell you that. Irvington will be on our board tonight.
Well, we do have our next guests ready to go, so I'm going to let them in as well. We have Coach
Kenny
Allan
saying good luck, Dr. Taylor in Irvington.
We have and her 2 senior captains joining us, so we'll get them in and set. And make sure everybody can hear us. All right, there we go. Oh, it looks like maybe they're in a place together.
Look at this.
I love it. Hi, Coach. How you doing? Can you hear me okay?
Oh, how are you?
Good. And girls, can you hear okay?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Thank you so much for joining us. Allow me to introduce you to our audience. We have joining us Coach Eileen Allan of Pompton Lakes Field Hockey. Coach Allan, I've been telling my co-host and husband Kurt that we need to get you on our Coaching Legend show because you're your 37th season at Pompton Lakes, a former player. You've amassed over 400 wins, 13 Passaic County titles, 11 sectional titles, a group championship, and this year you're off to a 6-1 start. So congratulations on all of your accolades, past and present, and welcome to our show.
Thank you for having us.
And girls, I want to make sure I don't mispronounce your names. Madison, can you say your last name for me? Ciancio. Did I say that correctly? Yeah. Okay, and other senior captain Jenna Nardo. So welcome, guys. Welcome as well. Congratulations on a great start to your season.
Thank you.
Just a couple more comments. Going back to Dr. Taylor, Mo Coleman saying good luck, Dr. Taylor. And the comments are starting to come in for Pompton Lakes. Rebecca Lilienthal. I always say
Lilienthal.
Go Cardinals. Then we have an Ellen Brown. Eileen Allan is an awesome coach and a human being. Go Cardinals. So
Nice.
There's our first. Coach, I'll start with you again. Thank you guys for coming on all in on high school sports. We really appreciate it. Coach, 37 years at the helm. You played there, I believe, correct?
Yes,
Coach
I did.
there at Pompton Lakes. Can you talk a little bit about your program and what it means for you to have all the, not just for you to have success, but for you to have it at Pompton Lakes? Because it seems like obviously Pompton Lakes is very close to your heart. So what does it mean for you to be being very successful at Pompton Lakes?
Well, it was nice. I replaced my high school coach,
and I really think she left for me to take over for her. When I came here, we were struggling. They were thinking about doing away with the program, and thank God we were able to build the program. I remember my first season only having one win, and it took us a few years just to build the program again, where now we have all 3 levels. I credit the success to my assistant coaches, to our athletic director, to our administration, and mainly my athletes. My athletes are the ones that keep me going. People keep saying, why do you do it? I do it for the love of the game, but it's my players that I have the opportunity of coaching that make it enjoyable, and I hope it keeps me young.
We have a Tracy Ann saying Eileen Allan is the best. Go Pompton Lakes High School.
No, that's Tracy. Very nice. Very
And
nice.
and we are getting a shout. Maddie's getting a shout out that just says Maddie from a Chris Lewis. So
That's her boyfriend.
there you go.
Oh, very nice. That's awesome. Very nice. Girls, my question is for you. I have kind of along the same lines, but one is for Madison and one is for Jenna. As you guys know, your coach has quite a history at Pompton Lakes. So Madison, my question for you is going to be, like, knowing what Pompton Lakes field hockey history is like, what are your goals for this season? And then Jenna, my follow-up for you will be, how does it feel to be part of a program that has such a rich tradition in field hockey?
And before Jen answers, we're getting a go Jen from Ellen Brown.
Nice. The comments are key, guys.
There you go.
Go ahead, Maddie. What are your team goals for this season?
I would say our goal is to win a county championship. We haven't done that in a while, so I think we all really want to accomplish that. And like our team dynamic, like just becoming really close. I think we're doing a really good job of that this season, and we're pretty much like one big family, so it's exciting.
Nice. Those things will, I'm sure, transfer onto the field as well. And Jenna, how does it feel to be part of a program that has such a rich tradition in field hockey?
It feels great. I really love the program. Everyone in it, we're all so close, and it's just an awesome feeling to be a part of.
Nice, very nice. And Coach, you're off to a now, I believe, a 6-1 start after today's victory, correct?
Yes.
Yes, and you guys have outscored your opponents 30-4. It seems like you're getting it done on both sides of the field. You've got that scoring punch, but you're also able to thwart the other team's attack. Jenna is your goalie, I believe, had 13 saves in that close contest against Northern Highlands. So can you, including these 2 wonderful captains that you have here with us tonight, can you highlight some of your players that are going to have an impact on this year's squad?
I don't like to single out anyone. I think it's just a total team effort. All my forwards contribute in one way or another. One thing I'm fortunate this year is I have depth on the sideline that I can, move players in and out to give them a break where I haven't had that in the past. My defense, they know, offense wins games, but defense wins championships, and they
That's the motto.
Yeah. So, I put a lot of pressure on my defense. They're great at supporting our forwards, and they just work hard. And I really think it's the chemistry, plus our work in our off season. They were at the weight room every morning, 7 a.m. lifting, and then they'd go to breakfast, but then they would run, and then the seniors would have some practices. We did a traveling league this summer, and then we also had the Drew coaches come in and run a camp for us this summer.
That's great. That's
Awesome.
great.
And girls, I'll go to you for this one. And I know Coach is going to say every game because that's what Coach should be saying. But are there a couple games in your remaining schedule? I know you mentioned already your goals with the county championship. But is there any teams you're really looking forward to play? I'll start with Madison.
I think a big next exciting game is Lakeland. They're definitely going to be a challenge, but I don't think it's nothing that we can't handle. We're just 2 very good teams playing against each other, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, and Jenna?
I'd have to agree on Maddie with the Lakeland. I think it's going to be a really good game, and it should be a really fun game to play.
Okay.
Nice, very nice. Coach, I know last year, if I'm not mistaken, due to the restrictions with COVID, there was not a county tournament. Is that right?
No, we did have
you did?
semi.
Okay.
They tried, yeah.
Okay.
But like I said, last year think we worked harder last year than any other season because we had to do the phases. So these girls were actually practicing in July, which was mandatory. Usually in the summer it's optional. But we're looking forward to getting back in the run of things. I looked today, it wasn't until like 2010, our last really county tournament. So we're hoping to get back. And again, we're playing a lot of teams now in our league. So it's always harder, the second time around. So we always have to be on our toes, ready to play our best game. And even yesterday's game, it was probably one of the most exciting games I coached. It could have gone either way. My girls worked hard, okay? And to me, it was a victory because of how hard we worked, and we refused to lose yesterday. So they gave it their all, and that's all I can ask for.
Nice, and a big bounce back. That's tough back-to-back games always, but a nice bounce back. Girls, before
Coach, I have one more for Coach. We're going off script. I haven't gotten off script in a couple of weeks,
Great.
Pompton Lakes obviously is always known for an athletic program. The football is always good. I remember baseball is always good. Softball is probably a phenomenal program. Field hockey, awesome program.
Well,
so
she's
Coach,
the softball coach
softball coach. There you go. Because I know Pompton Lakes always. And what would you just say about the athletics in general at Pompton Lakes, and how do do you guys obviously you guys going to football, cheering you guys on, basketball, softball. What would you say on behalf of the Pompton Lakes athletic programs?
I think it stems from our youth programs, okay? Having those younger programs, when the kids get to us, there's some teams that we just have to fine tune some of the things they learned at the lower level. I say it's the Pompton Lakes community. I grew up in Pompton. My kids went here. I just think we're sports-minded as well as academically, but I think everybody supports each other. If you go to our football game, you see all our students supporting them. You come to our games, you see the students there. We always have a good following, whether we're home or away. Oh. And I, it's our administration from the superintendent on down. They give us what we ask for, and all the coaches get along, which is nice. So it's like a big family here.
Very nice. I'm going to go off script as well because I wanted to ask Jenna and Maddie, as seniors. It's always a mix of emotions, right? It's finally that senior season. They're playing, but ultimately, of course, it's your last season wearing that Pompton field hockey uniform. So thinking back, it can be from this season, seasons past. What's your favorite Pompton field hockey memory that you're always going to take with you? Jenna, we'll start with you.
I think my favorite memory is going to be the bond between the girls. In every season, we've always been super close, and that bond just will stick.
Nice, very nice. How about you, Madison?
Uh-oh.
Oh, is it not unmuting?
She might be, yeah.
My biggest memory that I'm going to take away is probably our overtime wins. Those are so exciting, and they just get everyone so pumped up, on the sidelines, our parents and fans watching us. Those are just so exciting and something I'll miss.
Very nice. Well, congratulations.
Coach Sis is chiming in, saying most successful programs have great people and kids.
Very true. Very true.
Giving you guys a shout out.
Continued success to you, Coach and girls. It's been a pleasure to have you guys on. I'm hoping we get to catch up with you again when you have maybe a Passaic County championship.
Absolutely.
Under your belt. We'll be pulling for you.
Thank you for having us.
It's been a pleasure. Good luck to you guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you, girls. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good night.
Okay.
So we'll have, again, hopefully we can get them back on as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Love to follow up.
We'll get
with our
Coach on for
guests as
softball,
well.
too.
Yeah, definitely. We got to get her in the spring as well. We'll
Absolutely.
be catching up with her for sure. All right. Well, we are rolling right along.
We're rolling
Two
in.
guests
We're rolling
down,
in.
2 more to go. I believe.
I see Coach Sis is getting antsy.
We have Coach Cracco in the waiting room. I'm not sure. Perhaps they could be together. So I'm gonna let him in and see, and we can see if
go from there.
Yes. Let's see if Coach can hear us here.
I can hear you.
Okay. Is your video on, Coach?
We'll be in a second.
Okay. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thanks so much for joining us. I let you in ahead of Sofia. She was not in the room yet. I wasn't sure we had our last coach was like in the same place as her player, so I didn't know if you guys would be together. So I just wanted to let you in. But thanks for joining us and being part of the program.
You got it. Thanks for having me.
No
Yeah,
problem.
we totally appreciate you were I was just like, I'm going to get a shot in the dark. I'm going to, take a shot. Coach called me back. He's like, we're in. So I was like, awesome. So
Very nice. Very nice. You know what? Your first question was going to be for Sofia, right?
Yeah.
So we'll hold that one off. Even though you know what? She's here. There we go. We'll let her in. And then we'll start off. We'll introduce her officially to the audience as well. All right. Hey, Sofia, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good,
How
thanks.
are
You
you?
can hear me okay? Hear us all right?
Yes.
Awesome. Let me introduce you guys both officially to the audience. We are joined by a junior wide receiver on the Coach. Can you pronounce your high school name for me correctly? I feel like I've been butchering a lot of names tonight.
Sure, it's Mepham.
Mepham, okay. So a junior wide receiver on the Mepham Long Island High School football team, and she made history this weekend when she became the first female to score a touchdown in Long Island. She was also honored as the New York Jets Player of the Week this week, and her team is off to a 2-0 start, and she is joined tonight by her coach, Anthony Cracco. So thanks, guys, for coming.
Thank you for having us.
by the way, you guys are our first New York team. I mean,
Yes.
we're based out of Jersey, so we've done Jersey. We've done a couple other states, but we haven't done New York, so you guys are our first New York school. Sophia, I'll start with you. Again, congratulations on the touchdown. Congratulations on being the first one. Can you give us a little background of what got you into playing football, and what does it mean to be the first girl to score a touchdown in Long Island?
I just started playing in the backyard with my siblings, my two brothers, and my older sister. And I would just watch the Jets on TV a lot. And then I was like, ooh, maybe I should try this sport. So in 7th grade, I tried it. And after a couple weeks, I started enjoying it. So I just started playing.
Very
Awesome.
nice. Coach, I have a two-part question for you. My first part is to talk about what it's like to coach a player like Sofia, and then also we're a high school sports show. We love to give just notoriety to coaches, teams, and their programs. If you could highlight some of the other players on your team as well and how your season's been.
Oh, absolutely. So coaching a player like Sofia is a dream. She comes to practice every day. With a business-like approach. She looks to get better. Honestly, a lot of people have asked that question over the last couple of days, and truly, I think you kind of almost have to witness the way she goes about business to understand that, she's another player. Aside from obviously being, having the gender difference, if you came out and walked out to practice after we had started and helmets are on, you would never know that there's a female amongst the team members. She works really hard. She's improved a tremendous amount since she first came in the program, and it's definitely hard work. And over the course of this season has continued to get better and better each week, which kind of led us to last week's, her getting a kind of an expanded role and being able to have a couple of plays that we knew that, she really understood the concepts and was going to be in position. And, she had a first catch for a couple of yards, and then the next one, it looked like she was even more comfortable. She caught a ball and then ran by a bunch of defenders. And
Coach,
took a
I
really
saw
good
that
shot.
today, Coach. I'm not going to lie. I saw the touchdown. We were showing the touchdown, but then I saw the two other catches, and I was telling Jen, I said, she had two other catches in the game, and, really nice plays. So I did see those, and maybe we'll get them up on the website at some point. But, yeah.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, it was really cool to watch. And then, when she caught the second pass, the one in the middle, her second reception where she had the most yards, the coaches were all like pumped on the headset. They're like, "Did you see that?" She, we call it welkering the catch because Wes Welker used to get up the field, and she welkered perfect. It was the drill. It was what we do every day, and then when we got down there again, we were looking to give her the opportunity to score one, and caught it, and the guys went nuts. We were all super excited, and to be totally honest, none of us had any idea the magnitude of the catch. I was thrilled because we're a program that's been around since the 30s, and in our 85-year history, we had never had a female record an offensive or defensive statistic in a game. So it was huge. It wasn't until later on that we found out, kind of the magnitude of our catch. So it was really cool.
Awesome.
So the second part, we got a bunch of really, really good players. We were on a pretty good run for a couple of years where we had good success. The spring wasn't kind to us at all. The shortened spring season, we were down some guys. We lost a couple guys early, and then with the COVID quarantines and just the instability of the roster changing, really on a whim, we struggled. And I think, for a team that had a lot of young guys on it, I don't think it was necessarily a bad thing, because I think they came into this summer really motivated, to kind of get back to where we had been and back on track. And, so we have a mix. We have our line is probably on the offensive side is senior driven. It's primarily seniors, but we do have some underclassmen. And then we have a senior at the quarterback position. And then everywhere else pretty much on the field offensively, we're underclassmen, either juniors, sophomores, and they're all really good, exciting players that, bring different skill sets to the table. And then on the defensive side, it's kind of similar. We have a couple of seniors, and then a whole bunch of juniors and sophomores that are playing really well. So it's definitely an exciting time. I think we'll continue to get better as the season goes. Hopefully we can stay healthy and continue to make some noise.
Nice, very nice. Thanks for sharing that, Coach. Sophia, as Kurt mentioned, you are now forever etched in Long Island high school football history, right? And whether you realize it now or maybe later, like you're really, I think of you as like a trailblazer for young female athletes. It wasn't really that long ago when you think about it that, there weren't that many sports for girls to play. Like even when I was growing up, like I had to play my youth sports with the boys, the soccer with boys, and now it just seems like there's no limits, and you really have a place in that. We've seen a female collegiate kicker, several women coaching professional
high school flag
football and basketball. We've had girls flag football from the spring on our show. It's really exciting. So again, as a trailblazer in that, Sophia, my question for you is, what's your advice to a young girl who's developed a love for whether it's football or something else that maybe isn't characteristically seen as like a girl sport? What would you advice give to them if they did want to pursue that at the high school level?
I just want like other females to play whatever they want to play, even if they're not getting supported by maybe their parent or friends. Like if they want to play the sport, like just go for it and don't let anyone not let you.
Great, good advice.
Great.
Very good advice.
I'll go to Sophia. 2 quick ones. What are for the rest of the season? 2 things: personal goals for yourself, and then team goals.
Personal goals, I have like just for football or just in general?
Yeah, for football.
For football, I just want to get an interception on the defense and hopefully get more touchdowns.
Okay. And team goals?
Team goals, honestly, we're getting better every day, so I just want to keep that up.
Awesome.
Very nice. Coach and Sophia, thank you so
Oh,
much.
I got one more thing for
sorry.
Sophia. I've read you're a Jet fan, correct? Big time Jet fan, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna do a couple of things. First off, are you a Zach Wilson fan?
Kind, sort of.
Okay. Second thing is we really appreciate you coming on, but our friendship's going to end on Sunday because I'm a diehard Bronco fan, and my Broncos are hosting your Jets on Sunday. So that's where that ends on Sunday. You know, but all joking aside, do you go to a lot of Jet games?
No, my first one I went 2 years ago.
Okay.
It must have been.
I'm sorry.
It must have been very special then to be the Jets player
Yeah.
of the week, right? As such a fan.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Now, is it family? Family got you into the Jets? What made you become such a Jet fan?
My dad. My mom was a Giants fan. My dad was a Jets fan. But like growing up, we mostly watched the Jets, so I kind of leaned towards the Jets.
Awesome.
And Coach, we got to know, who's your NFL team?
Oh, well, I'm a Jet fan too, a suffering Jet fan.
A lot of people do put that adjective in, yeah.
I'm thinking that the future's bright though. I think they got the right guy coaching the team, and they're headed in the right direction. It's gonna take a little while.
But guys, look at it like this, because we're diehard Knick fans, and since we haven't won since '73, I just can't wait.
A Knick fan is the only one that could understand.
Right.
I was going to say, we can commiserate.
When they finally do win, I mean, that ticker tape, it's going to just be like unbelievable. So that's how Jet fans should feel too. Like when you guys do it, it's going to be like, 50 years of misery, 40 years of misery. That's how I'm looking for Nick. So it's the same thing.
Oh, it's so funny. But Coach and Sophia, thank you so much for coming on. Best of luck to you in the season. Again,
congratulations again, Sophia. Coach, thank you for setting this up with us tonight. We really do appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a great night.
Thank you. So
Thank
much.
you.
Too. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Okay, so a little of history. Staten
Yeah.
Island. I'm sorry, Long Island. Staten Island. I'm thinking of Ashley. Long Island, and we got a couple comments coming in. Coach Breslin saying, "Awesome job." Kenny wants rapid fire.
Oh, I know. You know what? We had such a jam-packed schedule this evening.
We got to get back.
Really,
we owe a lot of people rapid fires.
We do. I was actually going to. We did do rapid fire in a previous show with John Taylor, so we did get rapid fire with him. But we definitely have to have the Pompton Lakes back on and get them with some rapid fire as well. They didn't get the true all in.
No, they didn't get the
flavor.
true thing. Again, great Coach Sis, couple congratulations. Kenny saying just seeing the touchdown. Thanks for sharing. Beelan saying they can take my tickets the way this team's going. While talking about the Jets. And Kenny saying they need to watch Coach Lucas is on next. Before Coach Lucas comes on, can you give a shout out to our new additions to our team?
We have 3 interns who have been helping us, starting to help us, and have been helping us immensely. You might notice our social media maybe has been up to notch, and that's our intern Rachel, so we'd like to thank her. Tomorrow, our intern Olivia officially starts. She's doing her senior service kind of with us on Wednesdays, so she'll be doing a lot for us as well. And our 3rd intern is Daniel. We're looking to turn over some social media and the Twitter side to him, maybe get some more updates as breaking news happens.
And watch out for and Kenny from K&K is all over already because he wants a new intro. So that'll be something that will be.
They're definitely going to work on some things for us. So welcome to the team, to them, and we really appreciate all they've been doing for us. Coach Lucas is not in just yet, so I don't know if we want to maybe get into our results.
Coach Breslin saying awesome to get some interns. Great stuff.
Thank
Absolutely.
You, Coach. Want to just give a little teaser about what the...
again, we went to Beckton Woodridge. Highly anticipated matchup between 2 of our great friends, Coach Catrona, Coach Marr and the boys, Coach Longo, Coach McGuire, Coach Ross. And again, great atmosphere. You were very pumped with the atmosphere there. You were saying John Beelan wants results. You want to give results right now?
Let's
give results. There. I don't have the screen up, but give me give last week's results and we'll get to the board.
You don't have the screen ready?
I don't.
Oh, all right. Well, before we do that, I do want to say when the the video was on in the beginning. It was completely my fault. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
I didn't turn my camera off, so that is my fault. So now let me get.
And this will be my fault not having the results.
Exactly. Yeah.
We will post. Kenny saying throw the results out. Yeah, because Kenny.
All right. So the results for the week, right? Our guest picker was
I'm gonna put
Coach
the
Sheridan.
I'm gonna put the results in the comments so it doesn't look like So I don't want Beelan crying. So.
What the?
He's saying, "Kurt, step up your game. Results need to be up."
I did them last
You
night,
did.
Kenny. And
okay, so here we go.
dropped the
I
ball
will.
on
Well,
it.
you go.
Okay, I'll get them up here. I'll read them. All right, starting from the bottom of our week 3 results, just with our
Yes.
guest picker, Coach Sheridan went.
By the way,
20
Coach
games.
Cracco was saying thanks for having us.
Oh, fantastic!
No,
thank you so
thank
much
you.
for joining us. Of our 20 games, our guest picker, Coach Sheridan, went 13-7. Kenny went 12-8. Mr. Beelan and Kurt went 16-4. And I came in at 17-3 this week.
Okay, but that's
saying.
Listen,
just saying,
that's
overall.
the week. That's
overall,
the week. But what is most
okay.
important are the up-to-date standings.
I'm just gonna say, Kenny, that's all I've been hearing all week. Is what the most important thing is the up-to-date standings. All right, so if they're not, okay,
you know what?
hold on.
I'm gonna call this right now. I'm gonna end this right now because this is why I'm saying this, Beelan. Beelan and Kenny, you're on notice, and Coach Sis is on notice too. What she's about to say, this will not change the Rex. Beelan saying, "Let's go, hoops creeping out."
Thank you, Mr. Beelan. Yep. All right. So, unfortunately, though, John, I do have you in last place at 37-19 overall. Our guest picker has dropped to 4th place now at 38-18. Kenny, you and I are tied for 2nd at 40-16. I've been going up 1 spot at a time, and Kurt is holding down the top spot at 42-14. So that's where our standings lie. So,
and we're gonna have. Listen, we got a big slate tonight. 22 games. I think the slate's gonna be different because we're going to have, I think, some people picking this game, some people picking that.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a little different with that.
There's going to be some,
some
division.
Coach Ross, was there a game where you all picked wrong? Asking for a friend. Yes. Jen picked Woodridge. Our guest picked Woodridge. Kenny picked Woodridge. And Beelan picked Woodridge. And that friggin' quarter that I flipped picked Woodridge. I don't take the loss for that one, Coach Ross.
You picked Woodridge.
No, the coin picked Woodridge.
No, you can't. That's a cop out.
Well, I got a comment for Coach Ross. I don't want him to leave because I have a comment here on this board for this week. That's all I'm going to say.
There was that was one where everybody. I think that's the first time that happened. Yeah. So,
what color shirt am I wearing?
Yeah. Red.
Who's red? What team's red?
West
what team?
Essex.
No, what team's black and red?
Beckton.
See, I got my Beckton shirt on, Coach Ross.
All
I
right.
do. But he is right. He is right.
I'm not sure if we have, Coach Luke. I haven't heard from him. I just checked my email to make sure he wasn't trying to get in.
All right, so you want to start some picks?
Yeah,
or we got to wait for Coach Sis?
Yep, so if Coach Sis is our guest picker, maybe we can catch him up. Why don't we since we don't have an icon, why don't we get started?
You want to do that?
Yeah, let's get started with our picks.
Kenny's saying, Coach Ross, I promise I will never, ever doubt Beckton again. And Beelan saying, Beckton is black and maroon, Kurt. Go get your Bama shirt. Never Bama shirt. Never.
It is. It's a little more like of that maroony red, right? Yeah, so that's why I went with the West Essex. Are we ready for our picks?
Coach Sis just texted me. This is where it gets great. Is ML Caps.
Yes, it is, I believe.
Yes.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Capital M, capital L.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's Coach Sis.
All right. That's okay. All right. So our first matchup, we'll catch Coach Sis up with his picks as we and I'll let him in as soon as he's in here.
Okay. But then we will stop if Coach.
Of course.
Hope he's not having a problem getting in.
Okay.
All right, but we're gonna. You know what? Let's just start right out of the gate then with. He's saying Coach Sis is saying he's having a problem getting in.
Okay.
So. All right, so let's just start right out of the gate. We have Harrison versus Powell Park. Oh, and Kenny's ready. Kenny's all over you for your.
I know. I'm on it. All right. So we have Mr. Kirkpatrick is picking Harrison.
I'm sorry. What happened? Kenny is going. Where's Kenny going?
Harrison over Powell Park.
Okay.
And then his chant is TIDE, TIDE, tide.
Okay.
Right? How did
There
I
you
do?
go.
Did I do all right with that? Alrighty. And then Mr. Beelan is choosing Harrison.
Okay.
I am choosing Harrison.
And I guess I'm going to have to choose Harrison, but no, I am confident in Harrison. Coach Lucas and the Tide start off 2-0. I'm going to go 19-0 Harrison in a shutout.
Wow.
Beeling saying, let's go Hoops.
Alrighty. Our next game is Northern Highlands 3-0 at Eastside 3-0. So we got the battle of two undefeateds. We got a lot of good games going on.
A lot
this
of great
week.
games.
All right. We have Mr. Kirkpatrick picking Eastside 22-20, and his comment is the Ghosts.
Oh, Kenny said you have scores. Can you read Kenny's scores, please?
I thought I just did.
Kenny's yelling at us, so
I
he
said
must have not.
27-7 over Powell Park. Harrison over
Okay.
Powell Park. I just said Eastside 22-20.
By the way, Jay Longo, Coach Longo, stopping by to say hi to you all. Hope everyone is doing well.
Thank you, Coach Longo. Hope you're doing well as well.
Yeah, he didn't give us he didn't get all over us like Coach Ross did. So we all owe apologies.
All right. So and then Mr. Beelan is picking Eastside. I am picking Eastside.
You are picking Eastside also.
Yep.
Wow, this was a game I thought I was going to catch up with, but you know what? I got a little inside scoop today that Eastside has 5 Division I players on their team. Highland wants to score. Highland's going to put up a lot of points. My question is, can Eastside score with them? I think Eastside uglies up the game, and it's an upset, and I'm going 14-12. I'm going Eastside over Highlands.
Interesting.
Coach McGuire, I was just going to, but Coach Ross did it anyway. Ha ha ha. Tell you.
We're
Coach
catching
McGuire,
some
I'm
heat.
in my red.
Stick to your guns with your pick. My
I'm
goodness.
sticking to my guns. I flipped the coin. You guys picked against Beckton, and I lost the coin to us.
Oh my God, such a cop-out. Okay, Friday slate. Those are our 2 Thursday games. Moving to the Friday slate, we have Pompton Lakes at Glenrock. Kenny is picking Glenrock 21-13 over Pompton Lakes. He says home team wins late. Okay, I am picking Pompton Lakes. Mr. Beelan is picking Pompton Lakes, and you?
Mr. Beelan is going Pompton Lakes. Big time, Hoops. Kenny's saying big time. I am going Glenrock with a nice bounce back win. But you know what about Pompton Lakes? They just do all the little good things, like all the little things good. So I'm going 26-14. I'm going to go Pompton over Glenrock.
All right. Alrighty.
Now, what's this next game we got? What's this next team we got?
I'm just going to throw
about?
this out to Mr. Beelan. It's a little frightening. So far, 3 for 3. You, me, and Beelan all on the same page for all the picks. All right, Friday. Now we have North Arlington at Beckton. 0-3 North Arlington at 2-1 Beckton. We have Kenny. He said, "Won't go against Beckton this game." Is this quote? And he's
Wait, this game?
This. Oh, again this year. Again this year. Sorry. Hard for me to read your handwriting. Okay. So he's picking Beckton by a score of 33-7.
Coach McGuire said choose wisely.
Alrighty, and then I have Beckton. Mr. Beelan has Beckton, and
Well, where do you think I'm going? I'm gonna do this. You know, I my note I said Beckton's back, but what was Beckton? You know, where'd Beckton go? You know, I'm just gonna say this: 32-0. I'm picking Beckton over North Arlington. And here's my only thing to Beckton I'm going to say. See everybody October 15th versus Heights. It's going to be like this. Pick Beckton, 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 Beckton. October 15th, we'll be there. Heights, Beckton. I can't wait for that game. Beckton's back. And I'm with Kenny. I'm not picking against Beckton the rest of the year.
All right. Or neither is the coin, apparently. Cop out. Our next game is 0-2 Garfield at 2-0 Lyndhurst. I'm sorry, Kenny. I'm having trouble reading Kurt's handwriting. Lyndhurst looking like contender here. He has Lyndhurst winning 34-14. Mr. Beelan picking Lyndhurst. I'm picking Lyndhurst. And you?
Well, listen. I'm going to say this. I think Coach Santa Cruz, the kids are going to play spirited for Coach Santa Cruz. But I just think Coach Twirl has the better team. So I'm going to go Lyndhurst 21, Garfield 7. And when Beelan goes against Garfield, go against Garfield. Because Beelan's always on the Garfield bandwagon. But if he's not, I'm going Lyndhurst with him. I'm going to go 21-7.
Okay.
Coach Longo, haha, you guys are the best. Thanks for always making this fun.
All right, Mr. Sis isn't going to be able to get in. He's trying, but we will get his picks.
We will
make sure that we tally them for the guest picker this week. Not a big deal.
Okay.
Our next game is actually that we had slated. Breaking news tonight, right? St.
Yes.
Mary's at Woodridge is not going to be able to be played.
Yes,
correct?
they're not going to be playing that game this weekend.
Okay. Alrighty, so that moves us to Emerson at Elmwood. 1-1 Emerson at 1-2 Elmwood Park. Kenny's comment is Elmwood Park will celebrate win number 2. He's got a score of 13-7.
Okay.
Oh, we got a little mix up here. Mr. Beeland is picking Emerson. I am picking Elmwood Park.
You going Elmwood Park?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And wow, I never meet Beeland on the same page. This is bad luck. Elmwood Park picked up a nice W. Emerson had a tough loss versus Harrison. But I think Emerson gets number 2 in a tight one. I'm going to go 27-14. I'm going to go with Beeland, and I'm going Emerson.
All right.
So.
All right. One of the Essex County games that Jenny Hoops asks Kurt to put in there. We've got Milburn at Nutley as our next matchup on Friday. All right. Kenny is picking this as his upset of the week. He has the Milburn Millers eking one out over Nutley 20-19.
Okay, so Beeland's going with Milburn.
No, that was Kenny.
I'm sorry, Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny.
All right, and then Beeland is actually going with Nutley. I'm going with
Beeland's
Nutley. I'm Nutley.
Okay. And on my board, I have a close one. I got this game can go either way, but Nutley, they just always, I think they find a way to win, especially this year. They won something like, I know Michael and Birdie they won something like 10 out of 11 or 11 out of 12. So I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go Nutley. I got 19-13 Nutley. I hope Frankie Bafuco is not watching. But I want to read a comment. Coach McGuire saying Beeland going against Garfield is like Lou Holtz going against Notre Dame. And Coach Longo is picking Lyndhurst. I've known the Lyndhurst senior class since they were 10 years old, and they are a great, respectful group of young men that have stayed in touch with me since our many battles through rec football. Best of luck to the Bears. Very nice, Coach.
Very nice.
Very nice.
All right, our next Friday night matchup brings us to our adopted out-of-state team, Huntingtown, who is 3-0 in Maryland, will travel to Patuxent, I think it's pronounced. All right, we have Kenny is predicting a road victory for Huntingtown by a score of 34-13. He says Huntingtown is just too much for the rebuilding Puxatent. I'm going with Huntingtown. Mr. Beeland's going with Huntingtown.
Mr. Valenti's going with I have 33-7 run game. They're going to have no answer for Huntington. So I'm going 33-7 in Huntingtown. I'm picking up I got scores, so I picked up my game a little this week.
Okay. Alrighty, our nenext game brings 2-0 Park Ridge, another battle of two undefeated teams.
It's that conference, that NJIC, I'm telling you.
Well, it's, again, who's going to beat this team, who's going to turn around and beat that team. It's anything can happen. All right, Kenny's comment is Park Ridge wins but game on.
How come you can't read your own handwriting?
This is what I have to deal with.
Best game on undercard.
All right,
Come
best
on.
game on undercard.
And
by
Kenny's
Sofia
yelling at you.
third.
Yes, pronounced Patuxent.
Okay. I did say Patuxent.
I don't know what he's listening to, Jen. I can't help you with what he's listening to.
I might have gotten a Patuxent.
He's watching Patience, headphones on. I don't know what he's got going on over there.
I might have gotten a Patuxent in there once or twice. All right, with the Huntingtown. All right, so he's picking Park Ridge on this one. Mr. Beelan is picking Park Ridge. I'm going Hasbrook Heights on this.
Good pick. You know why? Do picks on cell. He said he's going to go. Kenny, Sis is going to do picks on a cell. Listen, Park Ridge is good, okay? And I'm going to be honest. I know I've picked against them. I don't remember the last couple times I picked them. So I hope that hopefully they're not watching. But Friday night at Heights, they just don't lose at home, Hoops. You know how hard it is to beat Heights Friday night over there on Route 17? I don't know. It's not going to happen. I'm going 20, Heights 20, Park Ridge 14. Home factor. Beelan saying, October 15th, Battle of Route 17 North, Heights versus Becton. Kenny saying, I'm not yelling at you, Hoops. Dang it, Kurt. I was telling Hoops she was right. All right, so my official pick is Heights on, yes, we will be waiting for that October 15th.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I always say that growing up in Essex County, coaching in Morris, I'm not as familiar with the Bergen County teams, but I feel
I'm just teaching you a little.
Well, what I was going to say was that I feel like having heard you talk about those teams, like that's kind of made me pick Heights just based on those things you've said. I've
Coach
heard them for
Breslin
years.
saying Route 17 Battle is always a great game.
Nice, very nice. All right, our next game brings us to 2-1 Rutherford at 2-0 Waldwick. Kenny has Rutherford winning a mini upset, calling it a mini upset, 27-21. Mr. Beelan is picking Rutherford. I am picking Rutherford.
This game was hard for me. I'm not gonna lie. This was one of the tougher ones because, first of all, I've gone against Rutherford I think 3 times this year, and I got burned. Fool me once, fool me twice. No way. I am going in Sheridan. When Sheridan says Rutherford's got a quarterback,
that's true.
I believe Coach Sheridan. So I'm rolling with Coach Sheridan. I'm going 27-21 Rutherford.
All right. Our next Friday, we got a big
Coach
Friday
Sis
night
looks
slate.
like he's saying
Park
Ridge coach
there.
there.
Yep.
So is that his official pick?
Okay. All right. If he wants to chat him in, that's good. And
Yeah,
then
chat him in.
we'll get
We'll
the
get
ones
the
he
official
missed.
ones.
Absolutely. And then Mr. Siciliano, you are definitely returning as a live guest in the future. So don't
We
worry
might just
about
have to
that.
start on Tuesday to try to get him in. But
Oh,
yeah.
stop
He's
it.
picking Rutherford. Okay.
All right. Good.
Good,
Let me
Coach
get
Sis,
these.
good.
Rutherford. So that would be Sis, and he said Park Ridge, right? There we go.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, our next one is another battle of the undefeateds. 3-0 Ramapo traveling to 3-0 Lakeland. Kenny said the Raiders make the Lancers walk the plank. I love it. So by a score of 34-13, he's picking Poe.
Okay.
Mr. Beelan is picking Ramapo. I am picking Ramapo.
My comment on this is both teams are 3-0, but Lakeland's walking out of that game 3-1. You know why? DGE. You know what that is? The DGE, the Drew Gibbs effect. Big. I think big. 27-6. Ramapo gets it done. Stays perfect.
All right, our next game is 3-0 Bergen Catholic at 1-2 Don Bosco. Kenny is predicting that Bergen Catholic.
So you know what I like, Jen? I like the commenters. They even fire it up. Coach McGuire is saying, Coach Breslin, you taking Lakeland? Thanks, fellas. All right, so we got
3-0 Bergen Catholic at 1-2 Don Bosco. Kenny is predicting that Bergen Catholic will win it late in the fourth quarter for a score of 28-20.
Bergen. He's going.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm picking Bergen. Mr. Beelan is picking Bergen.
I hope Jerry Pateri's not watching this. I want to go over this. Last weekend, Bergen had a tough one against Del Barton, right? Real tough one. Came back, Del Barton I think took the lead. Bergen came back, won the game in the second half. Coach Sis is going Bergen. But you know what? You know what Don Bosco's been doing? They've been off for 13 days. It's supposed to rain. Okay, Coach Sabella's going to have those boys ready. It's going to be a slugfest. Now, Bergen was physical with Del Barton. Ran the ball second half. Kid Butler had 4 touchdowns. Ran the ball right down their throat. But I'm going to say this. None of these teams are going undefeated this year. They're all going to get knocked off sometime. I'm telling you. It's so competitive there.
Maybe.
So I'm saying this week, at home, Mr. Kirkpatrick, I hope you're listening. Bosco 17, Bergen 14, upset. Bosco gets Bergen in a low-scoring game in the rain.
Okay, another good game on our Friday slate. Notice, Mr. Beelan, he stole your comment from last week about the weather being a factor, which was a good point. Yep.
Okay.
Never an original thought. We've got 3-0 DePaul at 4-0 St. Peter's Prep. Another big one on the slate. We've got Mr. Kirkpatrick saying St. Peter's wins, and he's calling it the game of the year. Now they score 15-14. So you guys are predicting low-scoring games on these, huh? Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
Defense wins championships, Jen.
Don't talk to me like I don't know defense doesn't
well,
win
you're saying me. That's what we're talking about. Low-scoring games.
I know. I'm thinking I'm thinking it might be a little more high scoring.
Okay.
I am. So it's not that I don't know defense plays. You're talking to the offensive coordinator here talking to a defensive-minded person.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I've got St. Peter's Prep, and Mr. Beelan has St. Peter's Prep. How about you?
Mr. Siciliano is going with
DePaul. All right.
DePaul. Mr. Sis. That's why Mr. Sis is my guy. You know why? Because, again, DePaul last week, nice little easy one. Prep escaped Seton Hall. Great 2-point. They ran, what is it? The Philly special for the 2-point play to beat and escape Seton Hall Prep. But you know what? I hope Nico and his mom's not watching, because I don't know if I'm going to do this. Get him hoops. Kenny saying get him hoops. But I'm going to say I watched DePaul be so physical with St. Joe's 2 weeks ago. I mean, they shut him out, ran the ball right down St. Joe's, and St. Joe's didn't have an answer. You know what? DePaul's more physical. I'm going upset here. I'm with Sis. I'm going DePaul in an upset of St. Peter. Again, none of these teams, they're all going to beat each other, hoops, at some point. This is St. Peter's loss. I'm going DePaul in an upset.
All right. Sis is also saying he coached there as well. Very nice. Part of some really good programs. They were lucky to have you. All right. Our next matchup is 1-1 Verona traveling to Kurt's adopted team, one of his many adopted teams, 3-0 Morris Catholic. Kenny is predicting Morris Catholic 20-9 over Verona. And he's saying Kurt's adopted team remains undefeated. I'm picking Morris Catholic. Mr. Beelan is picking Morris Catholic. And you?
I'm going Morris Catholic, but I'll tell you this. There's not going to be much defense in this game. I mean, Verona put up 59 last week. Morris Catholic, put up 40 and a half. I'm going shootout, 41-34 with my boys. Morris Catholic to stay perfect.
All right. Our next game is the Battle of the Oranges. We've got 3-0 East Orange traveling
Sis
to
got Morris
2-1
Catholic, by
West
the way.
Orange. Okay. So 3-0 East Orange traveling to 2-1 West Orange. Kenny is picking East Orange 27-20. East wins in the East-West showdown. I have East Orange. Mr. Beelan has East Orange. And on you there?
I'm going to go East Orange, but, I mean, listen, I think both teams are talented. I'm going to go East Orange 33-19. But the main question is, how far is this game from Star Tavern?
Yeah, good.
I mean, that's really the question of the night.
That is. We got to get those coaches on so you get their take on
Absolutely,
Star Tavern.
But I'm going to go West. I'm going to go West Orange 33-19. Coach Sis is going East Orange.
All right. So you went
West Orange. I went West Orange.
I'm
sorry. I went East Orange.
Okay.
Coach Sis is going East Orange. So I believe it's a clean sweep for East Orange.
All right. The next one is 2-0 Ridgewood at 2-1 Wayne Hills.
I mean, all these games are Friday night.
I know. It's
This is
huge,
crazy.
It's a huge rush. So you got to tune in for our results show on Friday.
Results show.
They
They need red zone for this. We're going to create a red zone.
All right. So Kenny is predicting that Wayne Hills, with its home field advantage, will win it in the fourth by a score of 28-20. I too am picking Wayne Hills. I have to be honest. I went back and forth on this one, back and forth and back and forth. And Mr. Beelan's picking Ridgewood. Who do you have?
I'm going to go Wayne Hills. I think it's a great matchup. Two great coaches. Coach Johnson's backs. Sis is saying Ridgewood on a safety blitz. That's a little inside story from Coach Sis. But I'm going to go Wayne Hills. I think they make one more play. I went 20-13 Wayne Hills over Ridgewood.
Okay. All right. Our next game is 1-2 West Milford traveling to 3-0 Ramsey. We got a lot of undefeated teams on the board here. So, which kind of puts a target on your back, right? Everybody's like psyched up to play you and be your first loss. But in this one, we got Kenny saying Ramsey big by a score of 34-12. I'm picking Ramsey. Mr. Beelan is picking Ramsey. Mr. Valenti?
I'm going to go. I mean, come on. You think I'm going against Coach Bear? No way. My comment, though, for that night is there's going to be... Oh, there's Coach Bear. He's saying, oh, boy. Listen.
Pressure's on. We ran the board.
Coach Bear, listen, there's going to be fireworks in Ramsey. So, yeah, the pressure is on him. But I just think the offense, Ramsey has too much offense. Great quarterback there. Coach Bear will have a great little system. Listen, West Milford's a good team now. So, I think 2 losses, but 2 tough losses, close games. I'm going to go Ramsey 34, New Milford 21. So, that's where I'm going. So, Coach Bear... And we are going to have Coach Bear on the show soon.
Yes,
so
absolutely. We're going to set that up. We'd love that.
Absolutely.
All right. Moving to our Saturday slate. That ends the Friday matchups that we'll be picking. Saturday, we have 1-0 Saddlebrook at 1-0 Bogota. We have Kenny predicting a defensive battle with Saddlebrook being victorious by a score of 14-7. I'm picking Saddlebrook. Mr. Beelan is picking Bogota. And Kurt, you have...
Beelan, good pick, Beelan. I got 20-7. I think Bogota stays undefeated, so I will go 20-7 Bogota over Saddlebrook.
All right.
So that's probably lost because if me and Beelan together, that's not good.
We should do a little. You had a couple of those.
Yeah, I know.
This week. All right. 2-1 Bayonne traveling to 3-1 Seton Hall Prep. Kenny's predicting that the Prep will bounce back big with a score of 35-20. I'm picking Seton Hall Prep. Mr. Beelan's picking Seton Hall Prep.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So everyone has Seton Hall Prep.
Yep.
All right. I just think, you know what? This is one of those, I think, Seton Hall Prep lost a heartbreaker to St. Peter's Prep on the 2-point conversion last week. I think they're going to take it out. I think they're the better team. I'm going to go, I went 30-13 that they take it out on Bogota, and I'm going to sweep the board. I'm sorry, Bayonne. Bogota, Coach Sis is saying he's taking Bogota from the last pick. So we sweep the board with Seton Hall Prep.
All righty.
Seton Hall Prep for Mr. Sis.
All right. All right, moving on to our final 2 matchups. We have another Battle of the Undefeateds, 3-0 Montville traveling to 3-0 Chatham. Kenny with his wise words, never go against hoops. Thank you, Kenny. He's got Montville by a score of 20-14. Mr. Beelan's choosing Montville. I'm choosing Montville. Who you got there?
Well, in my comments, I'm very close, but I go against hoops all the time and everything, Kenny. But I won't this week. I'll jump on her bandwagon. Montville don't let me down. I will go. I got Montville 21-19 in a close game.
I'm going to tell you right now, for those of you watching, that's the kiss of death for Montville right there. Anytime Jennifer is a fan of something and Kurt roots for them in any capacity, it's the kiss of death.
Sis has Montville.
Thank you, sis. All right. Let's go Mustangs. Ride 'em, Stangs. All right, and our last matchup is our featured guest of the evening. We had Dr. Jonathan Taylor representing his Irvington High School football team, the athletic director there. 2-1 Irvington traveling to 1-1 West Side. Kenny was very specific with how Irvington's going to win 12-6, he's predicted. And he says
what? Kenny's saying hoops, Kurt must want raviolis tomorrow.
Kurt can want all he wants. He's picking Irvington by a score of 12-6. Kenny.
Okay.
Yep, with winning on a pick six, very specific. I'm picking Irvington. Mr. Beelan's picking Irvington, and Kurt.
Mr. Siciliano saying Irvington
All
and
right,
Woodshed.
sis.
You're going, and you know what? Listen, how do you go against Dr. John Taylor and the boys over there? Low scoring. I'm going to go very low scoring. Irvington's defense is the difference. I'm going 13-6. Irvington over Westside, and Irvington, with their incredibly tough schedule, gets to 3-1. So.
All right, there we have it. We'll see where everything falls.
Listen, it's a lot
week.
of games. I mean, you know what? Look, I'm serious. Just the
21
Friday
games.
night slate is just. I mean, we were just saying you're looking at games 3-0 versus 3-0, 3-0,
Yeah.
2-1. It's like this is, and you know what? These are where the games. I mean, listen, every game matters, but this is where it's like, you know,
Yeah,
hey,
it's
now
gonna be
you're
interesting
supposedly
where
after
everything
3-4
falls.
weeks, you're a better team. How good are you? You know, and that's it. And you know, hopefully we'll be able to Friday night, like you said.
Our results show.
Our result show will be tweeting out throughout the night. We'll make sure we get set up. We will definitely get Coach Lucas again.
Yes.
Coach McGuire
yes.
saying good show as always, guys.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody for watching. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, and we will see you guys Friday night and next Tuesday.